This particular video is going to be about setting up my ISF to get it to work well at the track. So I got the opportunity to be at Road Atlanta next Monday, so I'll be there. And so my car is set up right now for the street. It has street wheels and tires with all seasons, and just brake pads that don't create a lot of dust and all that good stuff. So I gotta change all that. This particular car has never been to the track at all, so the brake fluid gotta go. Gotta put different type of brake fluid, brake pads, some adjustments in suspension, the wheels and tires and whatnot, and some other stuff like my racing seat, fire extinguisher, all that good stuff in there. So all things that are gonna have to be done to prepare the car for a good day at the track. So this is what the video is about. Stay tuned. I'll be doing a step-by-step of exactly what I'm doing to the car to get it prepped, some pointers and whatnot. So be right back, guys. Enjoy. Alright guys, these are the wheels and tire setup that I'm going to be running. They're the Advent Racing RG4s. It's a new wheel. It's 19 pounds, maybe a little less than that, but that's the wheel that I'm going with. Is an 18 by 9.5 plus 45. I like to run that setup. It's square, and then the tire that I'm running is this the V730 from Kumho. So that's what I'm running. It's a relatively new tire. The V720 did really well. This one's supposed to have a little more grip than the V730. It's more of an endurance tire. Has good grip, but not the highest grip level from a 200 tread wear, but it tends to hold up more to heat, which is important when you have a car that weighs as much as the ISF does. So, yep. So these are the wheels. Alright, let me show you the other stuff. Alright, so these are the brake pads I'm going to be using. G-Lock, and these particular ones, I believe, are the R8s. Yep, they're the R8s. Yep. So front and rear R8s. This is going to be my first time using these G-Lock R8s. This is the fluid that I always use in my other cars. Has the highest wet bowling temperature and the dry bowling temperature. It's great. The fluid comes out when you put it in. It's green, and if it loses or if it bowls over, it'll turn clear. So it's pretty interesting. But yeah, it works good. I have enough. I have a little bit more than half, so I'll be swapping out the brake fluid and swapping out the brake pads and just looking it over. Obviously, these are the factory wheels right now. I mean, not the factory, but my everyday tires, which are 19 by 9 plus 35 and 19 by 10 plus 51. In the rear, I'm running a 265 and a 235, and they're all season Toyos. No big deal on them, but so yeah. So stay tuned, guys. I'm gonna be lifting this guy up with a quick jack and going through it and installing everything. So be right back. Alright, so now I got the car all jacked up using the TLX 5000, and getting ready to take the wheels off, getting everything ready to do the brakes. I also got to go into the transmission and add a little bit more fluid because I was messing around with the transmission cooler in the front, and repositioned it more to this side. Some of the fluid came out, so I'm gonna go ahead and add a quart, and then run it, and then use my my scanner to get the temperature and make sure it's topped off right. So I'll be doing that also, and like I said, bleeding it, brake pads, and just checking up everything, and then just talking about what setup I'm using for the track. Alright guys, we'll stay tuned. Okay, so I got the wheels off. and went ahead and just took a chance to just watch them a little bit. Basically all I did was just put a little bit of wheel cleaner on them and then just hose them down. They were ceramic coated when the car was ceramic coated a few months ago. I haven't washed them since then, and I mean, everything just comes off like just come right off, and you can see how everything beads up. But yeah, so now I'm gonna just dry them out and then put them to the side and go ahead with the new wheels. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm under the car. I'm not gonna go into too much depth because I did a video on this already, but basically, like I was saying before, on my transmission cooler, I took it out and I moved it over to the side, right? So some of the lines leaked up a little bit of fluid. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a quart, run it to about 106 degrees with my scanner, and then take off this, and this will keep me leveled. You know, it'll let me know what level it is. It's a leveling, basically, little guy. So don't take that one out because all the fluid will come out. Just this one here, and then just enough will come out until it knows that it's what it needs. It has to be at a certain temperature. On this particular car, it's about 106. And the plug you remove to add them is this one right here. And you just use a tool like this, right? 24 millimeter. You know, give you enough space, and then just pump it in from that, and that's it. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do, just to make sure it's in tip-top shape for the track. All right, guys, be back. Okay, so I got done with the transmission. It's nice and topped off, real nice. So turn the car off, and now I'm doing the brakes. So guys, obviously this is the caliper. I'm using Figs, 2-piece rotors, front and back. And then I had my calipers ceramic coated when I had the car done, so it keeps them nice and clean and easy to just keeps them protected. So anyway, that's the suspension on the car. It's a BC Racing ER series with the Resis on it, and with Swiss springs, and those are 18K in the front and 14K in the rear. I'm using the Figs arms on top, and I'm running about 2.5 degrees camber. I find it that if you're running around 2.4 or 2.5, it doesn't really wear the tires out too bad on the street, and you know, it's great for this car at the track. Obviously with 200 tread wear tires, it does well. But anyway, that's a setup. Pretty much, there's a lot more stuff, but that's basically it. I got the Figs, bushings in the bottom too, and a bunch of other stuff. But anyway, so this is the brake pad, this is the brake caliper, and the first thing you want to do is remove. There's a pin that goes through. There's a 13 millimeter bolt in the back. Remove that, and then also you remove these 2 pins right here. So those pins, you pop them and you slide them out that way. I use a hammer with a little bit of tape on it, and I'm very careful not to damage any of this. For me, it's important. I like to make it look, keep it looking nice. So just want to tap on that gently without hitting anything here, and that'll release this clip here that holds the 2 pads, one on this side and one on the other side. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll get right back with you. Okay, so everything's out right now. There's your pins, all good stuff. All this needs to be lubricated with caliper grease, high temp, which I'm gonna show you how to do that. And these are the brake pads that I'm using on the street. They're Racing Brakes ET500s. Very comparable to the Brembros from the factory, but they produce a little bit less dust, a good bit less dust, and they have a good bite. So that's what I use. Racing Brake ET500s front and rear. But if you're going to be tracking the car with this amount of weight, I wouldn't recommend them. So, I mean, if you're going to do autocrossing or something like that, but if you're doing high-speed stops, definitely go with a better pad. So, that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, be right back. Alright, so when you're doing the bleeding process, this is what I use. A tool like this, attached to a little cup, and then it has a little rubber insert right there. So what you are doing is basically releasing your 11 millimeter. Once you have pressure on this guy, and then automatically you're gonna have fluid coming out through there. And then you can actually, with your hand, you could just push your 6 pistons back in, instead of it coming back into the resi and pushing fluid back in. You're taking the old fluid out, and it's very easy to adjust all your pistons. So that's what you do. Once it's all nice and tucked, everything, what I do now is I clean everything and then lubricate everything, and then I go back with the knee pads. So be right back. Alright, so once you're going to go in with the knee pads, you want to use this guy right here. So it's for extreme temperatures, 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Brake parts lubricant, ceramic extreme. Some purple stuff. You can buy this at AutoZone, Advanced Auto Parts. So I definitely would use this. And back of my backing a little bit, not a whole bunch. And you don't want to get it on the pad surface. So you might want to get on a little bit on the edges on top, so you can slide in and out, or you can just do that directly onto here, just a smidgen on the corner right here. And then your pins and this guy, because those are going to be sliding on here. So, and you want to put them on and take off any excess. You don't want to leave any blobs on there. So when you go to install it, you can run a rag to it and just put it on, then take off the excess. But that's it. After that, you just go ahead and slide them in place and go from there. Be right back. Alright, to reassemble, you put your bottom pin all the way through. You slide this guy in. You gotta slide this one through and then put your bolt in. You don't have to tighten it right now, but just do that. Then once you have that in, then you push this one in place and your other pin slides through. And then, it's all secure. Okay, so the front ones are nice and done. Now the rear ones, similar process, but you don't have that pin that goes across here in the center. So what you do is you remove the top pin first out, lightly tapping it here, and then pulling it out with a little plier. As soon as you do that, this clip will release. It'll help you that when you have that clip, you can push on the clip, and then you can slide that pin out much easier. As soon as that happens, this clip comes off. So then you remove the bottom one, which is a lot easier to remove now. And then once you do that, you can just slide your brake pads out. And then you can start the whole process of bleeding it, pulling the pistons out, and whatnot. So I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll get right back with you. Excellent. So now she's all done right here. Everything's back in, it's cleaned, it's bled. So there she is. And basically, just to kind of show you my setup here, SPC upper control arms. I'm running the bushings from Figs all the way around. I got the master set, so a lot of bushings. BCER coilovers obviously in the back, 14K springs from Swift. Swift springs. I'm running my Stop Tech lines, Super Bitty lines, and you can kind of see in there, but the diff is an OS Genki Super Lock, so that's what that is. It's completely been rebuilt. OS Genki differential with the OS Genki with the all the mounts. I replaced 2. There you can see the mounts. This car has a lot of cool stuff on it. But yeah, that's the setup. Still running stock sway bar. Gonna check it out, see how she works. And R Racing exhaust, which is, you know, it's PPE basically from there all the way from the front all the way to here, and then from here on is it's what PPE does for R Racing with the MagnaFlow muffler. But yeah, it's built by PPE. Alright guys, so that's the setup right now. I'm gonna finish up the brakes and then put the wheels on and get back with y'all in a little bit. Alright guys, got done with all the brakes. Everything's bled. And so now I have Project Mu G335 in there. So that's what I've been using on the track for years. And now it's time to put on the meats. So these are the tires, V130s, 275 35 18s, Escada, Kumho Escadas, 200 tread wear tire, and Advan Racing RG4s, Racing Gymkhana 4. So they had the Racing Gymkhanas, 1s, 2s, and 3s. This is 4. So you can see all the cuts in the wheels, cuts in the bottom. It's just a really classic looking wheel, and it's just a nice wheel. One of my favorites. Anyway, so I'm gonna mount these on the car and get back with you. Alright guys, I'm looking it over, but pretty much everything's done. That's how the wheels look. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Meaty 275s look excellent. So there she is. I mean, I just took it off the lift, so it's not even settled down a little bit at all or anything, but there she is. That's how it's gonna be. So the brake fluid looks like it's black, kind of greenish, but that's how it is. The Project Mu is kind of greenish. When it turns clear, it means that it has boiled. It's time to change it. So that's how the Project Mu stuff is. What I mean about it is this right here. This is what I use. Okay. So there you go, guys. I got my seat in. So she's ready to go. Got the seat, so I got the clearance. I won't be moving around. Fire extinguisher under the seat. She's good to go. I'm gonna drive her around now and actually beat in the brakes, bed them in, and I'll be back. But guys, if you want to watch any videos like this, please like and subscribe. Send me a message, says yes. Send more, make more videos, and that'll encourage me to keep doing videos of it. In about 2 days, I'm going to be out at Road Atlanta driving this car, so should have some videos and some content of it there. I'm not done with it, but this is how she is right now. I'm also running a small anti-gravity battery. There she is right there. Obviously has PPE headers, long tubes, R Racing intake with the tune, and pigs, oil cooler. I had the pipe coming out, but I went ahead and deleted the pipe, put the fog light back on, and added a little hole right here on the side coming up into it. You can't see it, but that's what's gonna feed the cooler. We'll see if that works. If not, I'll go back to the regular cooler, the regular pipe that goes there. And it has also an R Racing transmission cooler right over there. Yeah. And it also has the air to oil separator, and also has the coil radiator. And like valve plate's been done. Bunch of maintenance has been done on the car. Car is great, and the car is sitting at right at 70,000 miles right now. So anyway, all right guys, well, hope you liked the video. If you like, just go ahead and subscribe and like. All right, we'll see you on the next one.